Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name is Jake and today I want to talk to you about what to do in a volatile market. So over the past week we have had a crazy volatile market. Me personally, I lost $600 in one day, and that is pretty crazy. That was like a 5% dip in my total portfolio, and I had a lot of people asking me at the time like, hey, what do we do in the meantime while we're losing money essentially, right? So this is just a video kind of going over what I personally do when the market is dipping and when I feel like I'm panicking, like, oh God, this is it. This is the market crash that everybody keeps talking about, because you see a lot of those market crash videos all over YouTube. And for me personally, I kind of just brush it off. Like, I don't think there's going to be a market crash. And even if there is, I'm kind of set up for that. And I'll go over that here in a second. But if you guys wouldn't mind checking down in the description, I have my Instagram, my Yada, my Robinhood, my Webull, my Acorns, all that fun stuff down in the description. So check those out. My Instagram's been popping off. I kind of like that, so I appreciate that, guys. I do post all my earnings and losses on that every single day. But with that being said, we'll get back into this video. So the people asking me what to do during these volatile times, right? So for me personally, I, again, am a dividend investor. If you've been watching my videos, you know that I am a dividend investor. So I'm not in it necessarily for the everyday in and out trades. I'm more in it for the long-term dividend payments and the compounding gain on top of those dividend payments. So that's number one, I would say, is you should be investing for the long term. So if you're worried about the day-to-day loss of 5%, gain 10%, loss of 30%, whatever it is, I would say, like, you're in it for the wrong reason. You should be investing in companies that you believe in, for one, and or use. So I believe in a lot of the companies that I invest in because I use them constantly. Microsoft, for example, I use them every single day. Target, my wife uses them constantly. Those are just two examples. Those are companies that I think have a long standing power, right? And number two, the companies that you believe in that maybe you don't have interactions with constantly. Like, I invest in the ARK side of things, so I don't have a ton of exposure to technology. Like, Tesla got hit pretty hard, but ARK, I believe in what ARK's doing. Cathie Woods really knows what she's doing, and I really think she makes some very calculated decisions when it comes to her investing. So I invest in quite a few of her ETFs there. Number two, on that note, is to invest in things as REITs and ETFs, because that is a broad market. Obviously, REITs are real estate, and ETFs are a broad range of whatever the ETF is, right? So that'd be my number two advice: is if get some ETFs in your portfolio. I know not everybody likes ETFs because they usually come with a management fee, and if they're actively managed or inactively management, the fees are a little bit different. But overall, I think it helps diversify you a lot, especially so you don't have to go through and buy every individual company and pay attention to every individual company. And most of the time, they pay a small dividend as well. So that kind of covers the cost there. Especially if you're just starting out, I would note that as well. And finally, another one I would always say is to buy the dip. So I'm going to go over my portfolio here in a second, and I'll show you kind of where I ended up in the week. Even though I lost $600 in one day, I'll show you how I kind of averaged out and to look at the bigger picture. But whenever the market is red, so I invest every Friday, regardless if the market is red, market's green. But if the market is red, I invest again. So I have a set number of cash I have set aside just to invest, and plus my buying power as well. But every time the market's red, I shell some money into the market, and then I buy certain companies that I think are on a deal, or I just want more of in general, that are down for that day. But I want to, you got to kind of remove the emotions of the whole thing. So I don't look at my portfolio and go, oh crap, what am I going to do? I need this money ASAP. How am I going to recover from this $600 loss? That's not how I view things. So I'm aiming far down the road. I'm aiming for that 30-year mark, right? So I don't need this money in 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. No, I'm aiming for 30 years down the road. So that is something that you should also think of like, when do you need this money? If you need this money sooner, you need to aim for safer stocks, probably ETFs. But if you do not need this money in the next 5 years, I would say is the minimum, go for some of those stocks that you believe in, but maybe are a little bit more on the risky side, right? But make sure, or for me anyway, personally, I always buy the dip. BTD or BTFD, if you know what I mean. But with that being said, let's jump over into my portfolio. I'll show you how I evened out throughout this week. I'm still down. Don't get me wrong. I'm still down over the course of the week, but I still gained a little bit because I was able to buy at the absolute lowest or close to the absolute lowest. But here, we'll jump over there. So here is my Robinhood. I have 13,339. So I did lose quite a bit. I did hit over 14K this past week. I literally just mentioned it in the video and then poof, it's gone. But that's beside the point. If you go look at today, I am down. This was Friday. I was down $198.27. So $200. But I gained a little bit back in after I was there. But if you zoom out even farther, for my week, I'm down 354. And then for my month, I'm actually up. So that's kind of something. If you are looking at these charts every day, for one, you don't necessarily need to. I do, but I just do that to see if I'm buying on red, or if it's red, I'm buying. So that's kind of how I do it. But if you keep zooming out, so your 3 months, you can see how these sharp angles kind of start to get smoothed out. So you don't even notice them as much. And then we'll go to the 1 year. See, the day-to-day kind of just blends in. So not only are you like not seeing those huge dips, but they even look in a shorter time span. So that the dips are not as severe as you think they are in the moment if you look at the broader picture. So we have dips here, dips here. All these dips are all buying opportunities because you are able to get the stock that you are looking at for a cheaper price. Now, it doesn't make this look any better or this look any better, but if you are buying in these moments right here, that is just going to even out your losses throughout the week, right? So I just wanted to kind of point that out, that you guys should look at the broader picture when you are investing. Don't look at the day-to-day per se, unless you are going to buy on red like I do. But look at the broader picture. Know what your goals are. Know your why. And take your emotions out of investing. Because emotions and investing, it's hard to do, but it's necessary for long-term growth, I would say. You want to make sure you're not feeling the loss. It's all a number. It's going to go up and down, but in the long term, if it's going up and you get paid, that's really all that matters. Now, as why the market dipped, that has to do with the 2-year, 5-year, and 10-year treasury bonds, which is for a whole nother video. And you'll probably find lots of that content right now on the internet because everybody's trying to explain why the market dipped. So that's not what I'm doing here. I just want you to know that no matter what is happening in the market, the money that you have set aside to invest. But with that being said, guys, I'll stop rambling. But I appreciate everybody who's showed up to watch these videos. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe and hit the like button. That very much helps me out. I appreciate that. And again, check me out on Instagram. But with that being said, guys, hope you're having a good one. Stay in green. Peace.